All clean up. And the nice thing is that you see see how straight this thing is just from casting. So what I'll do on this, I drill the ends, make sure it's centered first, put it between centers, and I grind the outside, the mains.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, I drill it first, set it on heat treat it, then come back and grind the mains. Once I have the mains ground, then I come back and grind the internals in, or grind the lobes.
So do you have any problem with the wax kind of distorting it all with it?
Sure does. But what happens is that you try to leave it in the mold long enough to take it out. Then we set it flat so it stays flat. The other thing you want to do on this is that what I'll do is I will do a rough grind of all the journals before I send the heat treat. Not even close to size. I use that as a reference point. So what they can do, they can put it between centers. If it's out around, they can heat it a little bit, push it, can bring it right back in. So it's all ready to go then. So that's why. And so crankshafts are the same way, you know. So this is how we get them in. The ties, again, are to keep it straight.
Okay. Yeah.
So these are now what we do is that these, of course, we cut these out all across here. And then now this time we're going to be sent out. I'm having ground outside of house, because they have CNC grinders a little bit faster and a lot more better than I can do them. And these are very, very time consuming to do. So they look like this, of course, you know.
That's cool.
Now what happens is that I drill the holes in prior to these here, then have them heat treated. But the next ones they'll take and put the holes in after it's heat treated with something called a hole popper.
Hole popper.
It's an EDM machine, and they call them hole poppers. And what they do is that they have a extremely, actually you can have any size electrode you want, and they're actually made out of brass, and they inject deionized water under high pressure, and then they rotate this electrode and put extremely high current on it, and it literally burns the whole. It pops in, it pops back out, burns in, pops out, and then what it does, it retracts and cleans it out, makes sure. And then you can put it through. You can drill holes through solid carbide if you want.
That's kind of
anything
cool.
that's conductive, they do it, you know, and so forth. So I'll have them do these next time because these are really a pain, you know.
You have a special setup or anything to balance them once you have them done?
I do balance them, but what we do, I literally put it. I have a razor blade here and a razor blade here, and we just do a static balance, a weight balance, and so forth. But we found out that most of these are so close they need very little balancing, you know, because the reciprocating mass is quite light on these engines, and when you and the rotating mass is still quite light. But at 10,000 RPM, you would notice if it was off very much. So but they come in pretty close. Oh, everything's laser cut. The gaskets are all laser cut. These are exactly like you'd see in a full size. Now, see, even you see the wire mesh inside. Exactly like a full size car would have. So. This is a reject piece of here, but anyway, these are all laser cut pieces.
So is that specialty? Oh, you
dropped okay. It's a scrap anyway.
Yeah, okay.
I'll pull.
So you find some place that supplies that material, or did you have to source that?
I source the material out, and then I give it to. I send it to the company, and then they cast it. That doesn't want to come out of there, but anyway. But everything is laser cut. Here are the rocker arms to give you an idea. I get the rocker arms. Again, these are wax. Again, you know, you can't get the shape by I can stamp it. It'd be hard to do. And then this piece here, believe it or not, we take this thing, remove it, and this is the pivot.
Okay.
That goes inside the rocker arm, so it rocks back and forth. You see the pivot on the bottom side. So I grab it. Believe it or not, I grab it with a square collet here, and then I drill the hole through it. We cut it off first, and then I grab the square collet, drill the hole through it then. And then that goes into this piece here.
That's cool.
So there are lots of other ways to make them, but these are kind of what Chrysler had, and so I'm trying to follow their lead. Not that there aren't any other. I can make roller rockers and everything else on them, but they have this. So water pumps, they're unfinished, ready to go. And then we'll take in where the riser was, or runner was. We'll take and clean this up before you start doing any machining on them. But you end up with a real nice looking piece like this. And when you couple that to the timing cover, now you've got pieces that look like they should be there. And this is the finished head. You see.
So do you have to have special springs wound and all that stuff?
So, but I end up with this kind of detail. The reason it's been sitting here, if you look, there's a broken tap right here. And so what I'll do is I'll burn that out. I have an EDM. I just
Okay,
burn
you
it
have a
out.
small EDM.
Yeah, no, a bigger EDM.
Oh,
It'll burn it right out. There's no
okay.
problem with that. So it's not a lost part. You see, it's a 6-bolt main, 4 bolts for each one, and 2 cross bolts, 1 on each side. All these parts here are going into this thing. The ignition modules, I have those made for me. The piston, the valve spark plugs I have made for me. I have made, but the things like valves, I do have those. It's not cost effective to have me make valves in house, so I have those made on screw machine. Pan for guys that want to run these in cars.
Ah, okay.
The reason there's a recessed in normal engines is to clear front cross members, steering arms, and everything else. So I'll make another pan later on for guys that are going to use them in a car. So there'll be 2 different pans. It's dry sump anyway, so there's no oil in it. There's no reason for it, so I can make any shape I want. You know, but this and again, it's lost wax. It ends up so clean. It's unreal. You know. Okay, let's get this over here.
Yeah, alrighty. Okay, good.
Okay.
Yep.
Out of gas now.